I'm Lindsay Carson, and this is my psychology project. Do I look dramatic? Cool.
Yeah, you do.
Follow me. Alright, so I hypothesize that students at smaller universities, aka schools with smaller undergraduate populations, are happier and less stressed than students at larger universities, like schools with bigger undergraduate populations. And before you guys yell at me, because this is a small school and I'm sure you guys are stressed about something, just watch the video and hear me out, okay? Alright, so I want to see if other people have done research on this, and it turns out they have. So I'm going to talk about that. All right, watch this. I was naked.
This should be the opening.
So there's this website called the Princeton Review, and they discussed a study done on what colleges have the happiest students. The highest ranked school was the College of William and Mary. Currently, the College of William and Mary has around 6,200 students enrolled, so yeah, it's a pretty small school. In this study, a variety of undergraduate students were surveyed, and they all said they enjoy how small the school is because they feel like they are part of a tight-knit group and they can converse with their professors easier. So there was another study that was done at a university in London, England. These 3 professors decided they wanted to see the correlation between class size and how well students performed. So they took this one student and they exposed them to different class sizes and had them take exams in those classes, and then looked at their exam grades to see which class they performed the best in. What they found is that the student performed better in their smaller classes, and you know, if you're performing better, you're probably going to be happier and less stressed. This third study was done by 3 students at the University of Western Australia on the happiness of college students. They did this study by surveying over 1,300 of the university students. They surveyed a variety of undergraduate students in first year, second year, third year, and fourth year. So these students were all given a questionnaire with a variety of questions, and what the researchers found is that they're pretty happy. I mean, they did find that underclassmen are happier than upperclassmen, but that makes sense because upperclassmen have to deal with the stress of trying to figure out what they're going to do after college. So this university has around 20,000 undergraduate students currently enrolled, so it's significant to my hypothesis. So there was this article written online that discussed the popular Ivy League school named Yale. Yale is actually prioritizing its students' happiness. They started offering a class called Psychology and the Good Life. This class teaches students how to prioritize their happiness and what to do to have a more positive mental attitude. This may not seem like it has anything to do with the school's size, but it could. Yale has less than 6,000 undergraduate students currently enrolled at their school. So the fact that it's so small could make it easier to offer a class like this. I think more schools should look into offering a class like this. I mean, if I wasn't the type of person that was just trying to graduate ASAP, so I'm only taking classes that I absolutely need to take, I would probably take this class. So it looks like my hypothesis was basically right. I mean, all the research that has been done before shows that smaller universities have happier students. They seem to be less stressed and performing well in classes. Students at larger universities may be more stressed because of the fact that their professors have so many students, so they can't really connect with them and help them. I mean, my experience at UCF was that the professors had office hours, but it was really hard to go see them during those office hours because they had so many students. Also, I know that there are other things that factor into a student's stress, so I would want to find out what exactly is stressing out the majority of college students. Do they think it has to do with their class sizes? Do they think that it's stuff outside of school? What is actually causing students an immense amount of stress? Also, I would just like to point out that there's a little bit of a problem in the research that has already been done. The majority of these studies use surveys, and like, if that's what you like, that's cool, that's fine, but it's so easy to lie on a survey. Even if it's anonymous, there's still a big chance of the subject being studied lying. So if I were to continue this research, I would probably do a correlational study. I would just observe 2 college classes, one at a small university and one at a larger university, and I would see if the students seem to be enjoying their lectures. Are the students paying attention? Are they engaged in the lesson? I would also find out how well the students are performing in their classes. And if I found that students seem to be happier and are performing better at the smaller universities than they are at the larger universities, then I think it would be safe to assume that there is a correlation between university size and the happiness of the student. So I decided to do some research of my own and ask students at a larger university if they think the school size and student population affects how stressed they are. Yeah, one of those students was my brother, but he refused to answer the question. His name's Ben Carson though, so we don't expect much from him. Anyway, the rest of the students said that they think if they were at a smaller university, it might be less stressful because it would be easier to interact with their professors. Also, professors at larger universities seem to be a little bit more insincere and impersonal. I'm not saying that it's not possible for students at a smaller university to be stressed, but from my personal experience, I'm a lot less stressed at this smaller school than I was back at the University of Central Florida, which has a population of around 66,000 students.